What is up, DW Nation? It's your boy once again, Asante Grundy from the Disciples of Wrestling, coming to you guys with another Raw recap. Now, last night we had some WrestleMania altering changes that occurred last night, as well as an exciting new debut that occurred last night. She's from the women's roster from NXT. So I'm going to break it down to you guys. So kick back, relax, and enjoy the show. So first things first, we have Bobby Lashley versus Sheamus. And this was a pretty lopsided match for Sheamus, as he got the work. He got bodied by Bobby Lashley, but he did put up somewhat of a fight. But Bobby is just on a tear right now, so it makes no sense for Bobby to lose right now. But yeah, Bobby gets the win. Then Drew McIntyre's music hits, and he comes out and he takes out Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander too, and he gets in the ring to confront Bobby. Now, I cannot wait for this match at WrestleMania. I know I've said it before, but I'm going to keep saying it till it happens. I cannot wait for this match. Bobby and Drew have wrestled before at WWE Backlash last year, but it cost Bobby because at the time he was in a love triangle with Lana, and Lana intervened that match, which cost Bobby his title match at that time, and it looked like Bobby was going to win that match, but Lana ruined it for him. But now, this time, the roles are reversed, and we should see a bloodbath this time, so I cannot wait for this match. So our next match of the night, we have Asuka versus Peyton Royce. Now, this was a very good match. Peyton Royce put up a fight, and Asuka still looks strong as a champion. But it was Peyton Royce who came up short, as she tapped out by Asuka, and Asuka gets the win. Then, all of a sudden, some music hits, and you see Rhea Ripley come out. Yes, Rhea Ripley from NXT. For those who don't know, Rhea Ripley, she's a former NXT champion. She just got bumped up to the Raw roster. So, she's a very talented wrestler. And the way I picture her, in my opinion, she's like a female Randy Orton, because she ran through the NXT. And she did have a little feud with Charlotte Flair in the past when she was NXT champion. But Rhea Ripley, she is really good. So, yes, Rhea Ripley comes out and she challenges Asuka for her women's championship. So we will get Asuka versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, and I'm excited for this one. This is a great opportunity for Rhea Ripley, and this match ain't gonna be easy for Asuka. So next we have a backstage segment with Drew McIntyre and WWE official Adam Pearce. And pretty much Drew, he wants the Hurt Business, like, he doesn't want any interference with the Hurt Business while he goes on to take on Bobby at WrestleMania. So he struck a deal with Adam Pearce, and the deal is, if Drew were to beat Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin later on last night at Raw, then pretty much the Hurt Business is barred from ringside. So that would be a big advantage for Drew McIntyre if he were to get the win. And Adam Pearce was like, yeah, I'll make it happen. So Drew has to win in order for this to happen. So next we have the Miz TV with John Morrison. And Miz, you know how he always is, talking trash and, you know, making sure he always has the clout and stuff. He's like, I am now a 2-time Grand Slam champion. No one else has ever did that. And then he proceeds to call out Bad Bunny, and he was like, yeah, I want to face you at WrestleMania. So then Jeff Hardy comes out, and yeah, I guess he's tired of all the nonsense from The Miz, so he challenges The Miz in a match. So last night, Jeff Hardy, he put up a solid fight. He almost got the dub, but it wasn't enough as The Miz beats him. Now, The Miz, we'll see what happens with this. I mean, they just gave him something to do last night to hold it off for Bad Bunny. But yeah, after that, we see Bad Bunny. He comes with a guitar and he hits The Miz. And this was revenge from last week, from when The Miz hit Bad Bunny with the guitar. So now the tables have turned and Bad Bunny got the revenge. So after that, Bad Bunny was like, I accept your challenge at WrestleMania. So we will get The Miz versus Bad Bunny at WrestleMania. So next we have a segment with AJ Styles and Omos, his bodyguard, and AJ Styles was pretty much saying like, we're gonna take those tag team titles from you guys, New Day. Like, you better be prepared for that. So then the New Day comes out and they try to manipulate Omos and play mind games with both AJ and Omos, obviously trying to get in AJ's head. So AJ has had enough. He calls out Kofi Kingston and he challenges him to a one-on-one match last night. So yeah, now we got AJ Styles versus Kofi Kingston, and this was a banger. I really enjoyed this match. AJ almost came up on top, but he fell short as Kofi Kingston countered the phenomenal forearm, and Kofi got the W. And this was a good win for him. He needed this one. And with AJ, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So our next match of the night, we have Drew McIntyre versus Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. Now it starts off with Drew just dominating both of them, and he's flipping them both like pancakes. But then Shelton and Cedric, they both get hot and they gain a little momentum on Drew. But in the end, it just wasn't enough as Drew claymores them both and gets the W. And now what this means is that the Hurt Business will now be barred from WrestleMania. They cannot show up at WrestleMania during his match versus Bobby Lashley. Now, I am a fan of this because I want Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre to go all out, no interruptions this time, because this is a must-see match that we're going to witness. So I'm a big fan of this. So next we have another match. We have the women's tag team match. We have Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax versus Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, with Naomi and Lana at ringside. They had the night off, so they was just chilling. But we see Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax versus Dana Brooke and Mandy, and pretty much as expected, Shayna and Nia got the W pretty much. It pretty much is just a filler just to give them something to do before Naomi and Lana go up against Nia Jax and Shayna at WrestleMania. So, yeah, I expected this win, and it was a good win because you want to make Nia and Shayna look dominant. So, good win. So next, we have a segment with Shane McMahon, Jackson Ryker, and Elias. And Shane McMahon was pretty much saying, I will eventually face Braun Strowman whenever my knee heals back up. But for those who don't know, at WWE Fastlane on Sunday night, as Shane McMahon was preparing for his match versus Braun Strowman, he injured his knee and he was unable to go. So at Fastlane on Sunday night, Elias had to fill in for Shane McMahon, and Elias, he took the L on Fastlane. But last night, Shane was pretty much, just reiterating that I will eventually face off against Braun Strowman when the time is right. And Elias's excuse for the loss at Fastlane, he pretty much said that I really didn't have time to prepare for this match. So Shane was like, well, okay, yeah, that's understandable, but tonight you have time to prepare because you will be going up against Braun Strowman in a rematch. So yeah, now we get Elias versus Braun Strowman, and it was another easy win for Braun Strowman pretty much. And yeah, Braun Strowman calls out Shane McMahon again, and they will square off at WrestleMania because Braun challenged Shane to a match at WrestleMania, and Shane accepted. So yeah, we're getting Braun versus Shane at WrestleMania. And just a side note, Shane was not hobbling whatsoever last night because after Braun beat Elias, Shane hits Braun with his crutch, and it really didn't do nothing on Braun. So, but Shane, he was like running off and stuff, does his little move and stuff. So yeah, ain't nothing wrong with his knee, and Braun calls him out on that. So yeah, that's what we get in at WrestleMania. So with our final segment of the night, we have Randy Orton up against Alexa Bliss. And now Randy was like, I'm tired of all the BS. I'm tired of all the mind games. I'm tired of the Fiend. And I'm tired of you, Alexa Bliss. So then Alexa Bliss comes out to summon the Fiend. And Alexa Bliss was like, be careful what you wish for. So she summons the Fiend. Then it goes dark for a sec. Then we see the Fiend come out, and yeah, the same Fiend that we saw on Fastlane Sunday night. And so we see Randy, he had a bag with him. It was oil in the gas can. So Randy proceeds to pour oil all over the Fiend again as he's trying to burn the Fiend again and put him out of his misery tonight, which was his goal last night, excuse me. He was like, I want to put the Fiend away for good, as well as you, Alexa. That was his goal heading into last night. So then, as he proceeds to pour the oil, and when he finished, he gives the Fiend a RKO, and then Alexa comes in. I guess she tried to attack Randy or something, but Randy like stares her down. But then once the Fiend gets back up, the Fiend gets his revenge, and he uses the mandible claw on him, as well as giving Randy another Sister Abigail. And Alexa and the Fiend stand strong once again. And yeah, it pretty much the same thing that happened on Sunday night, just without the oil, pretty much. But once again, Alexa and the Fiend get the best of Randy. So yeah, there you have that. So that does it for another episode of the Raw Recap. There was some good and some bad last night, but overall it was a solid show. I mean, as pretty much any standard Raw, there's good and bad. There nothing that really blew me away last night, but there was some bad stuff that they could tweak on. But overall, it's a pretty solid show. But once again, I'm Asante Grundy from the Disciples of Wrestling, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in to my Raw Recap. And stay tuned for more content from the Disciples of Wrestling. Love you guys. I'll see you soon.